Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Dish 11. Today we're going to be making a Hong Kong classic, the Hong Kong egg tart. Kind of obvious there. But starting off with the dough, we're going to start off with 1 cup of flour. Slide over here. And I know it seems like a lot, but 1 stick of butter. So it's around 1/4 cup. Now we're going to slide over here. 1 egg yolk. I can't stress this enough. The egg yolk binds things together. Now, 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. I know a lot of people don't have powdered sugar in their households. You can leave this out. This is optional. It just gives that flakier crust and a little bit of sweetness. Now, sliding over here, we're going to need 2 tablespoons of water. That's it. Mix it in. And optionally, a half teaspoon of salt, as it brings out any goodness in any baked good. So now you're going to mix that all together, preferably with your hands, but don't get it too hot because your hands are warm, and pop that in the fridge because it's mostly butter and it will melt. Now, here's what it looks like putting it all together. First, we add our 2 tablespoons of water. Bloop. Then, our 1 cup of flour. Take that all in. Then, our butter. It's a lot of butter, but it makes it better. And take the powdered sugar of 2 tablespoons, add that in, and as I said earlier, it is optional, but makes it infinitely better. Then realize that you don't have eggs and need to go to the store to buy them. A quick trip to the store later, and we have an egg. Now, the easiest way to do this is with your hand. Now, time for your chompers. Now, take this in, mix it. It's a lot easier when you have 2 hands, but I'm just going to have to do with the camera. Now, what you really want to do is really mash up this butter. You want to take it, put in the flour. After tirelessly kneading for 10 minutes, we have a scraggly dough. And, well, I shouldn't say dough because this is 90% butter. So what we're going to do now is, after all the flour has been combined, is toss it in the fridge, because this is going to be very, very warm and very hard to work with if we have it open and we start working with it right away. But that gives us time to make the filling. So, see? Time saving. Big brain. Combine 2 tablespoons of sugar with 2 tablespoons of water. Now, as you can see, this probably doesn't dissolve. So we're going to take our trusty old microwave over here, heat it on up for, I would say, until it's dissolved, depending on your microwave strength. So in it goes, and melty, melty. Now in a different bowl, I combined 1 egg, 1/4 cup of milk, and some vanilla extract. You can also use almond, but for the classic taste, I'm going to use some pure vanilla extract. Now what we're going to do is first puncture the egg yolk and give it a good whisk. Now that this has been thoroughly mixed, we are going to add our sugar mixture, which should still be warm, to this. Make sure you get every drop. Then briefly whisk. And this is what this is going to do, is since that is still warm, it's going to break the eggs. So this membrane-y stuff is going to slowly disappear. So you see when we're starting to strain it, it's not much anymore. After this was chilling for around 20 minutes, I took it out and started to roll. And keep in mind, this is an incredibly tough dough to work with. It's very, very sticky, and it melts very quickly. So now, first what I would recommend is, it's a lot easier with 2 hands, but making these kind of divots and pushing it out. It's a lot easier to show when I have 2 hands. Unfortunately, I'm holding the camera. So make it about... Okay, now that this has been chilling for 20 minutes, I've taken it out and rolled it out. So it's really, really a tough dough to work with, as it melts very quickly because it's like 50% butter. So what I've done is literally floured the entire bottom of this. You gotta see how much flour is on this because it's quite ridiculous. But don't worry, that flour will all bake off in the oven. But now one tactic that I like to use, I'm not going to do it because I've at the optimal consistency, well, thickness. But one thing is you take it between your hands like this and then kind of wiggle it back and forth like this, slowly pushing it out. So that allows for the dough not to tear while you're rolling it like this, because it often sticks to here and tears very easily. So now take a cookie cutter and go to town. Here is a burger patty cutter, but we got to work with what we got. So this is, I think, around 4 inches in diameter, and what we're going to do is just push it in And these don't have to be perfectly cut in, because as you'll see in a moment, you just wiggle it and then it comes right out. And what I don't like is to take it out, and then we just know where to push it in. So we get these perfect circles. And then, that isn't terribly good. There we go. Now, this dough, obviously, you would reuse it, re-roll it till you got every scrap left. I think this makes, from preference, as I did this twice already, it makes around 6. It all depends on if you roll it out correctly and how thick you want it. So after these have been chilling for another 10 minutes, we're going to take our mixture here and put it up to 75%. So not completely full, because this will rise a little bit when it firms up in the oven. So what you want to do is slowly fill it up, but not all the way up to the brim. So one more spoon, and then we're done. Move on, and then repeat this with all 6 until this mixture is empty. Okay, so now we are going to bake them at 425 degrees for 15 minutes. They should come out golden brown and bubbly. So after being in the oven after 15 minutes, these are the golden beautiful product. Now, this is the full one. I just cut a cross section. As you can see here, it's very jelly-like and very jiggly, which is the best texture in the world in my opinion. And the outside is extremely flaky and crumbly. And it's absolutely delicious.